Hello, my wildlings, and welcome back to Turnabout for All. In the last episode... what did I do last episode? Stuff happened, basically. I think we got all the evidence we could, at this point in time anyway, and now we're in the trial. Oh, and Chief Bogo took to the stand to talk about... I don't know, the case, I guess. Oh boy, I'm not sure I'm ready for this. But let's do it. So, the victim was an elephant, obviously quite a large individual, fair enough. I'm going to do my usual tactic of just press everything. Yes, he was quite large. And... sorry. Bogo. And what? You jumped the gun, didn't you? Maybe a little bit. I mean, I'm just trying to get as much information out of this as possible. Continue, witness. I should have done some vocal warm-ups or something before I started this. I am not prepared. Yes, continue, witness. It's a bit more like it. The victim was shot using the gun of Officer Nicholas Wilde, which had been stolen by a bunny. Isn't it true that the thief was never formally identified? Yes, that is true. Sorry about my voice at the moment. I've made the voice acting faux pas of having dairy before starting any kind of vocal stuff. Should have done a proper warm-up as well, but oh well, I'm going to die anyway. But oh well, I'll live. Your voice sounds very different when you object. And then again, your voice has been sounding very different all the time as of late. Perhaps not at the time, but I think that's changed. So is my voice, again. Continue, witness. The bunny was an expert shot, using the single-loaded round to shoot the victim in the heart. And does my client have the skill necessary to pull off said shot? She has received training in firearms, much like all our officers. It was previously decided that Officer Wilde could have fired that shot. So why wouldn't his partner share that skill if they have the same training? Yeah, that was a poor line of questioning. Heh, I thought as much. Continue, witness. Said bunny then fled the scene, having already paid one Miss Witness to act as a false witness. Is anyone else seeing that? Do they just say that completely normally, as though it's completely normal? Or do even they find that a bit ironic? Would the word be ironic? Coincidental, perhaps? I think coincidental is the correct term in this case. I always get those two confused, but then so do most people. I try not to, though. I try to get it right. I don't like being wrong. Being wrong makes me sad. Officer Wilde was framed for the crime, but the truth was found and he was cleared of all charges. I forgot to press the last one. Let's do that. Miss Ness never knew the identity of her employer, did she? No, and it was a wise precaution on their part. If not for their one mistake, they might have even gotten away with it. Alright, Officer Wilde, let's press this one. And yet the case was never truly closed, was it? Well, it will be soon, one way or another. Oh, this is all information we already knew. Yeah, it's more of a recap than a testimony. We won't find anything useful here. No more questions, Your Honour. Well, I had to try. How disappointing. I was hoping you would grasp onto something. You were? Yes. So I could better enjoy tearing you apart. Oh, this is for that comment I made earlier about ladders and falling, wasn't it? Yeah, nice rebuttal, I'll give you that. But again, you're still just climbing that ladder. That aside, I think it's now abundantly clear that the defendant is the bunny we're looking for. And how did you figure that out? Mr. Wright, are you drunk? No, I'm not drunk, you're just pretty. Oh, why thank you, do carry on. There is no way she could be the culprit behind the murder. And why ever not? Because... new save. She's Wild's girlfriend. I mean, that doesn't necessarily completely... Well, I suppose motive-wise it would throw off the whole thing. But not much. She helped me? Maybe. But then he could just twist that to say, was she just helping herself? You know? Making sure you found the right evidence instead of finding about her. So I'm going to go with what she's Wild's girlfriend. Seems about right. Well, she's Officer Wild's girlfriend. There's no way she'd set him up. Have you never... Oh, you had to bring that up, didn't you? Oh, that's just... I mean, he didn't know, but still, that's cruel. Have you never had a girl betray you, Mr. Wright? Oh, well, now that you mention it, there was that one girl who... What was it exactly? She tried to frame me for murder, and then after she died, she possessed one of my friends, tried to frame her for murder, and basically haunted us. Yeah, okay, fair point. You have. Then you should understand. Those we love may not do so back, but have ulterior motives. I have a feeling you were hurt, Jack. You were hurt once. And that's why you're doing this. Is that it? Still doesn't make me forgive you. To her, Mr. Wild is a means to an end, and nothing more. How dare you! I love him! Sure you do. But now how are we meant to trust you and your mere word? You, the accused. His face doesn't change, and that's hilarious to me. Also, his face is mostly just hidden. All we can see is his ears. I'm now imagining him talking literally out of his ears, and it is weird and kind of creepy. And it reminds me of that one character in My Hero Academia who has, like, multiple arms, and he can change, like, the ends of those arms into any, like, part of his body, so he'll just have ears suddenly where his hands would be, and it's weird, but it's kind of cool, but it's mostly weird. Yeah. That's a good show. But anyway, that's not what we're here for. But in that regard, I would like to call my next witness. I believe we need more information to how the gun was lost that day. If the defense is unconvinced. Actually, I'm in a convenience store, so I am very convenienced. Doesn't quite work, does it? Sorry. I hadn't originally intended to call this person, but plans can change quickly indeed. And he is in the gallery right now, I believe. I call Officer what? To the stand? I thought he was off doing more investigating. No, that was Edgeworth. My bad. Carry on. What? I don't like this. Me neither. Hey, Nick. I'm not sure I want to be doing this, really. In the eyes of the law, you have little choice. Wonderful. Anyone else for rabbit stew? I hate this guy so much. Name and occupation for the record. Nick Wild, police officer. I believe this court wants more detail as to how your weapon was lost, Mr. Wild. That is correct, if you'll be so kind as to answer. Perhaps we can deduce who it was that had the opportunity to swipe the pistol away from you. Shit. I mean, I know it said ... but we all know what he was thinking, and it was shit. The theft. Last I saw it before the murder, it was in the locker room. I had actually bumped into Savage over there just before. There's a useful tidbit. I put it down and it was gone. Happy?
Oh, well, that was certainly brief. Was that really it?
That's exactly what happened. What more do you want from me? I reported the lost gun and was soon after accused of murder. That's all there is to it. You wouldn't be acting vague for a reason, would you, Mr. Wilde? It was lacking in detail. But why? What is he hiding? I suppose there's only one way to find out. I mean, you know he's hiding it to protect Judy, but we still have to know. We can't get to the truth unless we examine every possible avenue and all that jazz. Unless I saw it before the murder, it was in the locker room. Press, obviously. And so you last saw it in the locker room. Was there anyone else in there? Just me and my partner, nobody else. No idea how it got swiped from under me, but it did.
Oh, could you please add that to your testimony, Mr. Wilde?
It was just me and my partner in that room. I'm going to not press that just yet. I feel like if I keep going down that avenue, I'm going to get stuck there, and then Savage is going to appear at the back behind me at the other end of the avenue, and I'm at a dead end, and he's got a gun, and I don't like him, and yeah. Sorry, before I go off into some other completely stupid tangent, I'd actually bumped into Savage over there just before. Now this I want to press, and this is an avenue I want to follow, because this sounds important to me. Probably not what Savage wants me focusing on, but we shall see. You bumped into Mr. Savage. Yeah, he had only just arrived at the precinct for the first time. Little did I know how much of a pain he'd be. Such comments are not necessary, Mr. Wilde. They're not necessary, but I like them. I like to hear them. And extremely hazardous to your salary at that. Oh, do shut up, you prick. Is this the face of someone who cares all that much? No, in fact, you seem oddly chipper. Slightly flirty as well, but then I think that's you all the time. Oh, he didn't know how to respond to that. Way to go, Nick Wilde. Hell yeah. I put it down and it was gone. Happy? I mean, happy. I'm not sure happy is something you are all the time. It's something that comes in waves. And it's important to remember that even when you're not happy, you will be later. Probably. I hope. I really hope so. Sorry. That was supposed to be uplifting and cheerful, and it got slightly downtrodden. But really, yeah. Happiness is not a state of constant being. It is something that will come and go. And that's okay, because it will come back. There's a quote from Doctor Who. At least it might be from Doctor Who, or it's one where they've put the Doctor on it, and then they've put the text under it, because I don't remember that exact line, and I feel like it's a line I would remember, but it oh god, no, I pushed the wrong button. Shit. Oh well, anyway, what was I saying? As I start getting back to where I was... What was I saying? Let me see if I can find it. I'm pretty sure I've got it on my phone. I'll talk to you in a moment. Aha! Found it! And I will probably put it in the video as well, because why not? But it's just a picture of Matt Smith saying, "What's the point in them being happy now if they're going to be sad later?" The answer is, of course, because they're going to be sad later. Obviously, it probably sounded better when he said it, but still, I think it's a really nice one. I like it. Okay, I think this is where we were. I think. Yeah, sorry about that. I have a new mouse, and it has buttons on the side, and if I push one of the buttons, it goes back a page on my internet browser, and that is not good. It is actually very annoying, and I wish I knew how to turn it off. So I'm going to put a new save there, so I don't accidentally do that. So I don't have as far to go next time, if I do that again. But I'll try not to. Put it down and it was gone. Happy? Well, I was going to say, not necessarily happy, but then that's exactly what I said last time, so let's not start repeating myself. And you never let it out of your sight. Yeah. Witness, answer the question. Nick, it's all right. Fine. I left the room briefly, for about 5 minutes, and it was gone when I came back. Ugh, that's not good. You left the room? Yeah, I did.
You left such a dangerous weapon unattended?
We were in the middle of the ZPD HQ. It's meant to be secure. Apparently not. Well, I can say this testimony doesn't do much to prove who stole the weapon. Oh, I don't think so. What do you mean? Witness, your partner was with you in the locker room, correct? Yes. And when you left the room, did she go with you? Look, I was only gone for 5 minutes. Not what I asked. Was she with you when you left the room for 5 minutes? No. No, she was not. Just as I thought. A 5-minute gap where the defendant was alone with the weapon in plain sight. Easily enough time to take the weapon for later use in a murder. I think I actually remember that. And if I also recall, just after he left, so did I for about a minute or so. I did not take that weapon, but there was a minute where someone else could have sneakily taken it. And by chance, do you have anyone to back up those claims? Yeah, I knew that was coming. I thought not. We knew there was a 5-minute gap. The defendant was alone with the weapon. She claims there was a minute gap where she also left, but has nobody to back up that claim. Even if she did leave the room, there's still plenty of time where she could have taken it. You have no alibi. U-G-L-Y, you ain't got no alibi, you ugly. Hey, you ugly. Sorry. Order. I mean, order!
I must admit, I do find myself in agreement with the prosecution. It would have been child's play. Well, hopefully not literally. Children should not play with live firearms. It's very dangerous. If you have a live firearm near a child, I'm sorry, but you should really look into being a better parent. Just like how my grandchildren play with their football.
Is it an well, you're American, aren't you? So it's probably an American football. So that one. So the hand egg, not a football. But still, whatever. I'm not salty. I'm really not. I don't care about sports at all.
Only with guns!
I'm now imagining football with guns, and now I'm just imagining laser tag. I prefer laser tag to any kind of sports ball. So glad you agree. She was in the prime location at the perfect time for the act. Playing off witness and murdering the victim. I said paying off. I said playing off. Should have been paying off. It's all this talk of sports balls and such. And murdering the victim after that was quite a simple matter, I'm sure. So there was a minute gap where neither Judy nor Nick were in that locker room. The only other person they saw, and only in passing, is the guy behind the prosecutor's bench. I mean, come on. Surely you can put 2 and 2 together, man. Someone had to have gone in and taken it while we were both gone. Yeah, but I don't see how we can prove that. And that ends my explanation for the murder. But that's only the beginning of my case. Now we shall discuss the incident at Zootopia Central Station. Alright, I couldn't find any wriggle room with that first bit. But here is where the battle begins. I do have that evidence, after all. Which is that? Is it Doug's testimony, saying he had nothing to do with those incidents? Is it Nick's testimony of Judy being with him the entire time during the train derailing? Train derailing? That's kind of fun to say. Train derailing. Train derailing. Train derailing. Train derailing. Doesn't sound like a proper word anymore. Anyway, Doug was preparing to continue the night howl with plan, but hasn't contacted Bellwether. Nah, that doesn't help. In this case, yeah, it's probably one of those two that I mentioned earlier. Sorry. I'm also coming down with a bit of the sniffles, so all this voice stuff is not... I mean, it's all just mounting up against me at this point.
Very well, then this ends the cross-examination of Nicholas Wilde. How shall you proceed from here, Mr. Savage?
Much like before, we shall examine how the accused fits into the event in question. Previously, Duke Weaselton had been accused and then acquitted of the sabotage. And one forger was hired to frame Weaselton by a particular bunny. But to reach the truth, we must first hear from Chief Bogo once more. Oh no, my voice can't take it. I can't let Savage gain any more ground. I need to plant the seed of doubt back into the judge, or this trial is as good as over.
Very well, this court shall see Chief Bogo take the stand once more.
There he is. Chief Bogo, please give this court an outline of the crime in question. It is a simple ask, so let me recall the facts. Please do, Mr. Bogo. Oh, witness testimony was a little late for the sound cue, but it's all right. We move on. We carry on. It's just one more thing going wrong. Anyway, the derailment. This crime happened in the month after the previous, in July. Yay, that's when my birthday is. And then there was a train problem. Best birthday gift ever. Yay! The train was sabotaged and derailed, sliding rather uncomfortably into the station. I thought you said you were going to give us the facts. Stop personifying an inanimate object. Sheer luck made it so that there were no fatalities. Mr. Duke Weaselton was accused and found not guilty of the charges. The true saboteur remains at large.
Yes, I also recall that trial. I seldom forget the trials I preside over. I think... What's a trial? Is it like in that television show where they have to do the things to win the prizes, and then when they get the prizes... I don't know, what do people do after that? I assume after I turn off the television, all the tiny people inside it are crushed, and then new ones are brought. Moulded from clay, perhaps. Yes, it all suddenly makes sense.
Anywho.
Each one has left its own unique mark on me. If you look here, I scar myself on either the left arm or the right arm, depending on whether it was guilty verdict or an innocent verdict. Like that guy, Zaz, was it Zazzy? Or something like that. From Batman, the one who scars himself every time he kills people. Of course, I don't do it when I kill people. No, they just get consumed by the beard. I mean, I've never killed anyone. You just hear a quiet feed me from the beard. Oh god, his beard is turning into Audrey 2. Anyway, is he blaming his career for his eccentricities?
I also remember that Forger didn't know the culprit's identity. Like with Witness, they didn't want to reveal their identity lest Forger was caught. Oh, which is exactly what happened. Whoever this guy is, they know what they're doing. So, you also think my client masterminded this crime? Who need you even ask, Mr. Wright? The defense still denies all such claims. Oh, even now, you've failed to see the truth. Oh, I'm pretty sure I see things clearer than you realize, and I assure you, I'll be making sure everyone sees just as clearly. Mr. Savage. How disappointing. And can you claim to care about the truth? I claim to do my job to my utmost ability. I find that debatable as well. Because unlike a certain defense lawyer, I have ability. Excuse me, name one trial you know of where I have not gotten an innocent verdict for my client. I mean, there was one, but that was only because he actually was guilty. I don't defend people who are guilty. I just find the truth. Because that is what I do, it is my job, and I am good at it. So, yeah, what is it with these people? They're always like, this defense lawyer doesn't know what he's doing, he never gets anything right, and yet I have a massively high track record for getting this right. It's like, clearly I should have proven myself by now, but no, it's always with the put-downs. What did you say? Don't let him get under your skin, Nick. Court is a different playing field without a prosecutor who seems to forego a guilty verdict constantly. He doesn't forego a guilty verdict, he goes for the true verdict, the correct one, the one that says the truth. There is no Miles Edgeworth to save you in this courtroom on this day, Mr. Wright. Edgeworth is 10 times the prosecutor you pretend to be. Oh, yeah, he is. Pretend? The only pretender in here is you. How can you sleep at night defending the guilty? Truly, you and your brethren are the lowest forms of... Fuck you, you little bastard. Your words cannot shake my beliefs. I will believe in Judy until the very end. I shall be on her side even if nobody else will. It's simple kindness, Mr. Savage. Phoenix. That was really, really sappy. Like, seriously. Man up. No, but in all seriousness, that was really sweet. That was nice. I like that. So be it, Phoenix Wright. Oh, the drama is truly ramping up. Just a bowl of popcorn appears out of his beard and he starts eating there. Nom, nom, nom.
This is why you should have a beard. It saves food for later.
I mean, I've heard of that, but never quite to that degree.
Yes, it's great, isn't it? I have a fridge in here as well.
He just pulls out a can of Coke. Hashtag not sponsored by Coke. It was just the first thing that came into my mind. And I had some Coke in the fridge, but I don't anymore. Damn it. I'm disappointed. I wanted Coke.
Not that I condone such talk. Not at all. We should move on with the cross-examination before things get out of hand. Or paw. Or hoof. Does everyone say out of hand here? Or if, say, you have paws, do you just say out of paw? But if you have hooves, you say out of hoof. Or is there like another phrase? Before things get out of, grabby things. I don't know. This place confuses me.
Again, witness cross-examination this time. You were late on your cue. Come on, people. We've got a show to run here. We can do this. But, whatever it is we're going to do, which I suppose is this cross-examination, we'll do it in the next episode. Bye-bye.